$5,000. Cash payment to anyone who can prove that what lying son of a devil Farrakhan is preaching is consistent with the lessons, supreme wisdom, of Master Fard Muhammad Elijah Muhammad's representation of his teacher Master Fard's teachings.
Everyone says I've had, at first it shut me down for a week. And then once I let it get up, nothing on my computer worked. Everything was messed up. I had to reset everything, that's all 9 yards, and it was working right. And I went all night long because I've been up all night. It's okay. I expected that. So I wasn't surprised. Anyway, Bun says since I had that adventure, it's probably be short. I'm going to talk about a few things I haven't talked about before. But let me say a couple things first about Farrakhan. He's kind of unique in the Bible because it's so clear to see who he is. I mean, you might have a problem with Satan. You may have a problem with the devil. You shouldn't, but you might. You may have a problem with the jinn. You may have a problem with the dragon, but you will not have any problem with Farrakhan. You see, Exodus tells you, those Thessalonians, son of perdition, all of them. I mean, everything speaks, even the Quran. It says when Moses came back, he wanted to kill him. Everything speaks bad about him. Nothing speaks good about him. God was angry with Moses, even asked him for him. He says, every time he got angry with Moses, why you don't need him? It's someone that's robbing the nation. Well, you had to be in the nation to rob the nation. And he'd be cursed with a curse. Well, Elijah wasn't cursed with a curse. That's why I wasn't cursed with a curse. God cancer has whatever manhood he had burned away. That's not a curse. Every man on this planet will tell you that's a curse, but when it comes to Farrakhan, says somehow it's a virtue or virtue. So the people with him, the demons, they have no choice. Those with him, they suffer a serious chastisement because there's no way in the world. Just ask one question. Like I said, $5,000. Just show me one verse in the Bible or the Quran, just one verse that supports what you say about Farrakhan. They can't. That's why I never stepped forward to get it. So why they with him? Well, we know some of them because they're agents. Farrakhan himself was an agent. Yes, they own him. We can prove it. In fact, matter of fact is, if you know biology, he tells you his father's the devil. We got proof of that too. We got the link. You can go look at the link, him giving the interview. This is his statement, not AI, Photoshop. And you get to the, and plus you can go back to the actual magazine we're publishing and look at the magazine's history. He says his father is a white Caucasian Jew. Portuguese Caucasian Jew. If you're anything about biology, right, you are what your father is. So there's nothing, there's no cover. You can't find a cover. They with Farrakhan because they're stupid, they're wicked, right? The devils themselves, right? Idiots or agents, whatever the case is, right? Unless you're a demon, unless you're a demon, but you have no choice. You fall in the other in those other categories, you're just an idiot and fool. If you fall in the other categories like an agent or stupid or idiot or just like the way he talk, way he sing or whatever. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. Hopefully, if I got this straight, have a longer presentation this evening. I got a lot of things happening, brothers and sisters. No one's talking about it but myself. Now look at this. This is going to happen very soon. That's what you're looking for. They say when the Son of Man shows up. Now, Master Muhammad didn't show up like lightning. He should be something real fast. He came in and out of America. Plus, he doesn't have woolly hair, dark skin. So you wonder why Elijah Muhammad would say that. But Muhammad also said that Son of Man. So the scripture that Elijah Muhammad gave, the scripture in the Bible does not fit Master Muhammad. Because it be dark, woolly hair. And he's one of those things scripture Master Muhammad. But this is what it says. And see, that's again, these are key to understand this. Because, and I'll do my presentation, I'll explain it, a little more detail there. Right? But what it's saying is that lightning has two sides to it, beginning and the end. The end is the lethal side. The end of it is the lethal side. When that light hits you, it burns your ass up. I don't know if anybody survived the lightning hit. It's initiated, and boom, like a thunder. It's his nation, from a thunderbolt, boom. And if you understand your key, you see the thunder, the master problem is right there, the thunder, the lightning, and then boom, and then the end of it. I mean, the angel is so powerful, and really, brothers and sisters, you have no, you really don't understand the angel. I can't even tell you the beauty of it because I can't get you past A plus B plus C. 2 plus 3 plus 4. I can't get you past that. Every time I show you something, I know you didn't see it. Thunder, right? Thunder, and then lightning. Where's Master Prophet at? He's right there. He said the lightning, right? A little thunder. What did the lightning do? Lightning hits the earth. Where's Suma? Just on the earth. I know you didn't see that. It's right there. The angel key is a monster. Think about it. That's what lightning is, right? In the heavens. Lightning, thunder, hit thunder first, and then you said lightning. Excuse me, say it, I got it backwards, right? So lightning, and then you hit the thunder. The thunder and lightning goes together. Same point, and then boom, the lightning what? Hits the earth. That's about to happen. That's why I'm just getting ready. You see that lightning? You get thunder. Right? Thunder in the Middle East. Where's the thunder at? Thunder in the Middle East. Lightning bolt. Right? And the lightning bolt, that's what Son of Man is. Where it says where Clark says, nature's dead. Eagles gathered together. You understand the key? That show you exactly where he would be when the lightning bolt hits. Bam. And lightning hits your ass. Ain't that much more powerful than a lightning bolt. Hit you. Lose your ass, but it evaporates you. Eradicate your ass. If it hits you, you're going to know it. And that's about to happen. I'm getting ready to release that lightning bolt. thunderbolt, the lightning strike. It happens suddenly. See, what lightning does also brings light. So it's going to shed light because the light comes, right? And it opens up the darkness. And where it strikes it, people in darkness see a great light. How beautiful it is, brothers and sisters. That light's going to move them. It's got a lot of energy in it. They hit it about the energy. See how beautiful it is? You never saw all that in that little thing right there. It's right there in the engine, right there. Much more. Anyway, that's about to happen. That's how it's going to manifest himself to the shield. He's that 12th Imam. They may not realize it. He's that 12th Imam. So he does. It's going to initiate lightning bolt, lightning strike. That's going to reveal who the true Son of Man is. See? Where's the heaven said, this is my son, well pleased. See, Suleiman, Son of Man, comes from Suleiman, Son of Man, Suleiman. And that comes, and Suleiman is son of David. David's who took out Goliath. David's matched for Muhammad. So he's a spiritual son. So where's the heaven said, that's my son. He's going to bear witness to Suleiman, not Farrakhan, not Silas, not Son of Shem. That lightning bolt is going to burn their ass up. Or it's going to burn their ass up. Ignite them. Boom. Not going to destroy them. They're going to wish they was destroyed. It's going to burn a hole in their ass. Brothers and sisters. You're going to see it in a minute. Everything I've been telling you is happening. I tell you, when this war begins, I said they're going to take American troops out of the Middle East. And they're going out. They said most of them are gone. Under fire. Did I tell you that? Let fire go, oh God, don't be quiet. Here comes a time of unprecedented trouble, darkness. They've been paying him 40 years to be a watchman. And now when it gets dark, oh, I can't talk. What you paying you for? Get the money back. He's going to be illuminating you now. He's going to be the light for you to show you how to walk through the darkness. But no, I can't talk. Easy to see. They got trouble in there right now, though. The worst is yet to come. The worst is yet to come. Unprecedented. See, I can't get you to understand these things, brothers. Unprecedented, like you can imagine. And you're not even ready for it. The Levites are poorly. I mean, God had rejected him. Moses, Elijah rejected him. And the Son of Man, I didn't know I had this much patience. But they're some difficult people. You got to look at Esau and see the nature of Esau. Esau was selfish. He didn't care about anything. He only cared about himself. He would give up everything to God, the promise, everything, for a bowl of soup. Get paradise with goddamn apartment, Section 8, your car. Same attitude. Because you're hungry. I mean, if I do that, man, I might be homeless. I might be hungry. That's they're selfish. The scriptures tell you that. They tell you they're difficult, they're selfish, they're ignorant, they're unfaithful, they're lazy. It says all these things. Because they want everybody to take it for them. That's where it goes to the heart cost. Either break that, so you go swim. The man, and Mark can tell you right there. See, these stories ain't different for no reason. They give you, put them together, ties all the dots. Right? says, he recognized the Son of Man, ran to him, got his mind back, and then he's about to take off. And he had to tell him, see, push my bill again. Got to push him. Wait a minute. You got to go back and tell your people. I got mine. You got to go back and tell your people. He didn't encourage them. I got mine. That's the way they are. And the thing is, they're harder on their women than anybody. And the thing is that the only thing saving them is their women. The only thing is saving Levi. The only reason I'm sticking with them because they're women. I want their women. Because during the Holocaust, the women saved our nation. Women saved our nation. They knew they was Levites or Sabbats. All they wanted to do is they had to sneak and hide and do whatever they could to keep our seed alive. Because they was told to cut us away from the women. Trying to keep us off. And that's doing Wizard in the Fields, whose movie Django, right? He had to kill a nigga, right? They get sleep overnight with Sarah and get a beer. They had total control. You had no access. I don't care these stupid movies. There's no access to female, and that was a reward. Hey, nigga. Hey, man. If you've been picking one bill of cotton a week, man, I tell you what. If you pick two bill of cotton this week, 2 bales this week, right? You see the Sarah on the weekend. That's the way it went down. It was like a reward, and it was a lie. Even that was a lie, because you pick up 2, and the guy says, hey, wait a minute, you mean you could have been doing 2 and you're only doing 1? Then whoop your ass, and now you got to do 2 every week. You still don't get served. And they make insult to injury, because he come in here and jump down on her, and she resists anywhere. He tell you to hold her down, but he raped her, and you couldn't touch her. You had to, no, I'm not forgiving that. Okay, we don't know whether it was Shabazz or Levi. We don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Black women saved. Original black women, I put it that way. I say original black women. I say Shabazz or Levi. Original black women saved the nation of both Levites and Shabazz. You know which one it was. We didn't know. We know either. They stood up, and the men don't. And now the men walking around here now. No wonder these women don't have no respect for you. No way drag your ass to court and do all kinds of call police stuff on you. Because they see what these devils did to us for 20 years, and you fish, hey bro, how you doing, bro? Fish bumping. How you, bro? And then I showed a thing, I went and looked. You know, all of these, I'm trying to be, these ends, because of original Chappelle, Kanye, Kobe, Ice Cube, whatever his name is, Ice T, whatever, on and on and on. Got devils. Married to him or sleeping with him. Girlfriends. See what I'm saying? These sisters went through hell so you could be here. They suffered the worst of the Holocaust, and as soon as you get 2 nickels you can rub together, you got your head up some devil's ass and between your legs. Yeah, that's what you be doing that too. We know. And the sisters, and you got nothing bad. What's wrong with the sisters? You got nothing bad to say about them. That's why they don't have no respect for you. They ain't gonna tell you that because then you knock them out. Talking about they emotional. Who's more emotional? Who's whooping whose ass? You the one who's emotional. And these sisters gonna judge you. We're gonna allow them to judge you. And I guarantee you, you come up short like that, you might as well marry your left hand, because that's all thing you ever gonna get the rest of your life. Well, both hands, I mean, because that's all you have no idea what's about to happen here. That's why I told you, you don't know what this you're up against. You're not gonna get away with this shit. When you get home, we have to tune in. So you better hide the shit you did here. You ain't better hide the shit you did here. I ain't told you that one, did I? Once we connected, right? We don't. The only thing, right? And we won't. That's a matter of courtesy. Right? We block out the very intimate stuff. Everything else is open book. The part of a body. We tune in. Everything's open book. You know what everybody's doing, and what they have done. Their memories are your memories. You can access them. Not only that, but the kind of computers we have, you can. That's no story together, right? See, that's the stupid shit they got here. And then they look back and see, hey man, hey bro, all that. Like I said, you better might as well marry your left and right hand, because everybody gonna know who you are and what you did. Especially if you died of total ignorance, you know anything. I was there once. I still wasn't that damn stupid. And something was wrong with those folks. But if you heard any truth, you still doing that, and you ain't a demon, like I said, you got this guy called a tyrant. One brothers and sisters. See, I'm trying to get you to understand what's about to happen. You ain't getting it. And you selling your soul to Christ. You selling your soul. Well, I'm not meant to do that. You selling your soul for a cheap price. So that, oh man, I gotta have a car. I gotta have Section 8. But you want $1 million, you don't make a sacrifice for it. Like I said, the man, he found a parable, he found a pot of gold in the field. He sold everything to get it because it was precious to him. But none of that was precious to you. Only you, and then you know, precious yourself. So you think, it's trying to tell you, nothing that you've done will be made hidden. Who's going to see it then? If you're the God, that means nothing if you're done will be hidden. So it'll be exposed. So you're going to show up with your bullshit, your lying, and all the stuff you was doing. That's beyond. Remember, we understand the devil's impact on us. We understand that. But then after you hear the truth, what's your reaction to it? In other words, you got butt broken and you like it. That means you become that. So you lost. So they sold his soul for a mean price. Nothing. Oh, have me a little car, have me a little section, have me a little park there. And you got a whole everlasting in front of you, whole inheritance. And you, my brothers and sisters, I don't know. Archbishop Fear was coming to America. It's coming. You're going to, they all tell you. The devil didn't tell you. Even if they stop what we're doing right now, it's still going to be a shock, a blast. Heading this way. And it's going to be a lot of suffering. Winter's over. Spring's coming in. We're just trying to hold on. Very simple. So you can identify who's who. Winter people like winter. They don't, man, I was living in Florida, right? They come down from Missouri and Oklahoma and all kinds of stuff. Why don't you stay in Florida back where you was at then? That kind of stupid. Why would you go someplace, right? That's different what you like on your own and then complain about it. You come to Florida, you don't like the heat. But the bottom line is that just stand back and take a look at it. You can determine who's who just by that, because Farrakhan says he likes it here. He likes the winter. He likes the devils. So he's a part of the winter. He tells you there's no spring. That was part of deception. I talked about that. I'm going to talk about it again since once I put everything up and running, right? I really want to go into that a little more deeply. But the thing is that you can tell people attitudes about certain things. His attitude is probably for the winter. His attitude is totally about the winter. That means he's part of winter. And the conspiracy, that was one of the things they was telling you, because see, you got 4 seasons. I'm not going to dwell on the spell system. That's the way it works. Probably every 24,000 years, right? There's a cycle. Look it up. They call it progressive equinox. No, I think that's it. Anyway, it's like a funnel looks like a V. Earth axis creates that circle effect. Please a total cycle probably every 25,000, 24,000 years. That's why he was 6,000 year periods. So each season is 6,000 years. Which come to a winter season. See? And then spring comes in, because you're the winter, and if you're a spring person, see, if spring comes, you see, look for spring. And beyond that to the summer. Man, I can't wait. Because when somebody come tell you there's such things as spring, winter's all there is. Say you live on the North Pole, and you don't know anything about the rest of the earth. So you think it's perpetual winter. Oh man, so you think you're in hell. And you submit to the polar bears and stuff, right? Yes, they did. They told you there's such thing as a spring. And what spring's after you die. Spring is when the Bible talks about heaven, right? They talk about heaven as the Middle East is one, right? Or a condition, or a season. That's the place you go after you die. That's what it told you. You have to die to get there. See? And then the point is that the door there was guarded by the god of winter. Right? So if you wasn't good to Massa, who you had to work for to survive the winter, then he wasn't going to let you in heaven. He was going to put you in hell. Heat. You know, I thought about it one time when I was younger. I said, damn, that's where I'm going to go. I love heat. I said, hell, send me to hell. But shit, I hate this cold. You know, I thought something like that, right? If you think about it, this global warming thing. Yeah. Nigga will bust into my why is it so cold? It's global warming. I said, global warming means spring is coming in. The world got cold during the winter. Those poles and everything ain't been there forever. They dig on those poles. There's grass and flowers and trees, everything under there. It's life. So they froze up over the winter. Earth went to a winter season. And now spring's coming in and everything's thawing out. So why is it colder then? Because the ice, two continents that's frozen. Those are continents, large continents, right? It's got oil and everything under it. And it's been preserved because it hasn't been touched for 6,000 years, right? They're melting. But what happens when ice melts? It melts into the ocean. That means it cools the ocean. Ice, water, and it cools the ocean. The ocean cools the atmosphere. So the atmosphere is cooler. That's the ice will smelt. The atmosphere warm feels colder. They keep on doing that until all the ice melts. And then it starts getting warm again. But then you have more water. Right? So it means the water levels rise. That means all these islands and coastal cities are being covered. That's why hey, that's bad, man. Because see, they thought it was gonna be a perpetual winter. So they built those things, right? They realized when spring comes in, it's gonna drown all that stuff. Large parts of New York, right? It's built because of low sea levels. As the sea rises, that's going to take out New York and most of a lot of California and everything else. And a lot of the islands, because they was exposed because the water levels dropped because all that was froze up in the north and south poles. So now they melted. Oh, one brother, I told, oh man, you're right. I said, whose benefit is that? He looked at me, that's ours. You goddamn right. So why are you against it? But that was against it because against them, they weren't the people. It destroys their civilization. And it gets hot. They hate heat. Sunburn for them. But heat is good for us. So we should be celebrating the global warming. But they got us backwards, beating ourselves, like it says in Mark. Working against ourselves. But you could tell people, so what's the attitude? What's Farrakhan's attitude? He loves America. He loves state. Because he's a winner person. He's exposed as a winner person. He follows the devil. That's why he loves it here. Okay. I'll close out pretty soon. Okay, now this one I want to talk about here. It's a very important point. I never spoke to it as clear as this. But I know you don't understand. I said it. But see, the thing is, I got to keep thinking for you. Because once I tell you how to add and subtract, I got to keep telling you how much 5 plus 6 is. Once you know how to add and subtract, then 5 minus 3, I got to give you the answer. Because you don't understand it. See, because right now I got to tell you something that you should understand all the time. But say it over and over again, but now I got to say explain in detail. The only thing that is energy. Energy is it. It's all there is. Mathematics is a language of energy. That's it. Energy reacts. That's all mathematics is. There are 2 things. Energy management. Everything else is a result of that. Mathematics, but I wouldn't say energy management because somebody is a manager, but it's mathematics, it's the language of energy. That's it. That's all there is. Everything else is an aspect of that. So what I want to point out here is I said it in a way before, but I'm going to be as clear as possible. See this right this? It says, when I see all nations be blessed, and you constantly don't read this because you look at blessed, oh man, that's a great thing, blessed, because you look at the word blessed, and you don't see the context it's written in. Because you don't understand how things work. If you understand how things work, say, wait a minute, that's not a good deal here. Because they're living off our energy. So that means they're taking advantage of our energy. They control our energy. That's what they're saying there. They're controlling your energy because they're blessed. It means they're benefiting from your energy. That's the bottom line, but you don't see it that way. Oh man, that's not false Israel. But once you read that exactly what it says, you know it's got to be us talking about. All the nations are living off of us. There's some nation here, but all the nations live off of it. That means they're exploiting them. There's some nation that's being exploited by all other nations. It's not false Israel. It's not Europeans. Anybody totally exploited by all nations, us. Exploited. Our energy. They exploit our energy. That means they have control that we don't. So go look at this. America have us, energy, because they got power, rich, identity. They get rich by identity, claim they're us. Because if he blesses, we bless. If he curses, we say, yeah, bless us, we Israel. So everybody's giving him. He's robbing us too, because he's taking what should become to us. They got land. They get rich off what fuels this reality, oil. All this reality collapses. Go back to off the buggy. They get rich out of your creativity, right? Industrial, intellectual AI. That's the fruit of our creativity from here. And well, America's giving that to them. No one else is giving that to them but America, because America had control of it. They gave them, keep us from having it. Small story. Explain about in detail. Then he got control of the nation. He's robbing the nation. That's why curse with a curse. Oh, getting rich. He got rich off me. He's multi-millionaire. He hasn't produced a goddamn thing for the nation. Nothing. Zero. For some years. He said, well, you got, I pray a lot. Remember your ass and all that stuff. Because you ain't put enough stakes on the plate. He ain't produced a goddamn thing. The money he been asked for economic growth and all that kind of stuff, he put in his pocket. And his son, he had a Supreme Cabinet to make sure they covered it money from both ends. They're both millionaires. Look at this. Now, if you understand how energy works, okay, I give you energy. So, you use my energy to do, you take my energy, right? You take my buy a car with it. So take $10,000 worth of my energy, put that away, so no, right? Buy a car. Remember, that's for my energy. But that car still belongs to me. You control it, but it belongs to me. You control it, but it's my energy. You're controlling it. Right now, the devil's control, that's why the man was, it gets mine back, because the devil's controlling my energy. We don't have control of it, because we have their mind, and their mind says, we got to serve them, because we have their mind. If you're a cat and a dog, Alan, you have to have a dog's mind to survive. That means you're going to be doing things to serve the dog, not serving cats. Understand? So all these nations living off our energy, that's what it says. They're living off our energy. So whatever they produce, the result of our energy. You understand what I'm saying? Whatever they produce, it's all our energy. This gets a very complex point about creativity. I'm not getting to it today, but it's like so much. Right? Because you ain't thinking, I tell you these things. But this part, well, let me back. Do it another way. So if they live outside, that belongs to us. But they get rich and everything off it. But that rich they have is ours. This way they have control of it. It's still ours. That's the mathematics of it. It's still ours. There's control of it. It's like you're a child. If you're a child, right, your parents control your energy. It's still your energy. There's controlling the quality. They can't control the amount. Everybody can say the amount. They control the quality of energy. They say, well, I think you should eat oatmeal, not popcorn. See what I'm saying? They turn, you should eat this, eat that. They control the quality of energy. They control the quality of energy. For their benefit, how they like it. See? How we like it. Because we bound with nothing. What does that mean? It's been 1,000 years. What does that mean? Everything's energy. I said everything is energy. When you produce something, the sperm is energy. An egg is energy. The cells are energy. Your brain is energy. Everything is energy. There's nothing outside of it. Everything is energy. So therefore, they control the quality of energy. That's what here they control the quality. We got better laws. We got to do it like they want things done. So they control the quality of energy. We get along. Because the only way we can be in paradise when you control the quality of your energy. You like ice cream, you like chocolate, you got chocolate. You like raspberry, you get raspberries. See what I'm saying? If you, they'll tell you, you got grapes. You got to do it the way you want. So it may be hell for you because you got to eat stuff you don't like. Paradise, when you control the quality, that's why you must learn to do that through tribulation, because nobody can sit there and serve you. Male, no female, nobody's going to serve you. You have to serve yourself. You have to create your own paradise individually, even between men and women, because you may be married, but you still have two different definitions of paradise. Hopefully they're close, so you stay close, but if they're different, you're going to separate. Because some people that's together now will separate when they get home. Because right now, the quality we have is based on what devils give us. And so we may have corresponding qualities because we're in the same conditions, so we're together. Because our impact was pretty much the same. So once you able to do things like exactly like you like it, in other words, you're here, and so you got to eat chocolate ice cream. You don't like chocolate ice cream. And somebody else they got to eat chocolate ice cream, right? But remember, if you like ice cream, you like ice cream. Everybody don't like ice cream. Like ice cream. This person like ice cream too. So that's why y'all together. Both of you like ice cream, but both of you got to eat chocolate. Right? You don't like it, but you like ice cream, so that's better than nothing. When you get home, right? Still like ice cream. I like vanilla. And I like raspberry. And they make raspberry over there. In that kind they make chocolate. There's a brother over here, he like raspberry too. This over here like chocolate too. That's simplicity, but a lot of people that's together now will not be together there. Another thing I haven't told you. Because now right now, we're together because of force, necessity, convenience, not because of want. Most of us, the baby we have is not the baby we ideally have. It's the best we're going to get. It's a fact. Anyway, so what happens is they control quality energy. It's that energy. So they took $1,000 and bought a Volkswagen Beetle. We don't like Volkswagen Beetle, but that Volkswagen Beetle is us. So if you went to the court, they say, hey, man, you stole, you got to give it back out. Well, I don't have it. I don't have the money. Well, you give them the car there. Well, that car, that's mine. I got it. They have to take and sell it and get the money back. See what I'm saying? That's what still is here. See, I'm close down in a minute. This is our last part. This is the end of creation. As I said, the creation started, they got it all backwards. They started small things, bigger things, bigger things. The last part of creation, one part of creation was separated gender, 63 years ago. Right? The last part is the separation. The most fun aspect, the most profound aspect of ourselves, the brain. Into spatial and intellectual. That's why there are two gods. Because Master is a technical God. I mean, he's extremely technical. And so are devils, they're technical also. They're creative, they're technical. Like Chinese, they're very technical. They're creative. Once you give them an idea, boy, they can do all stuff with it. But they don't come with the ideas. Tell me when an idea came out of China. I said fireworks, but it's not recently. They did that too. So the thing is, it's Europe too. All the innovation that's coming in America is here. It's coming from us. So that's why Matt Hummett has a technical vehicle nobody can, because he's extremely technical. And we're extremely analytical. He's extremely technical, analytical, and we're extremely creative, spatial. That's why you have two different things. You have that great will, because actually, the angel is the will too. Those two are connected. That's the only together I showed that. That spatial side of it. The technical side of the will and space side of the will. That's why I'm going to put the technical side there. Soon I put the space, Dr. Seals, no one else could do. No one else could do that technical vehicle. That's what I'm going to put together. No one can do the spatial. That's the last part of creation. And what's the fallout from that? The devils. I talk about that. I'm not going to detail that right now. But the point I want to make here is this. I'm not going to the creative process. Well, I'm going to keep it short. I tend to put a book together for tribulation. Maybe I'll talk about it there. Oh, they're trying to give me stroke bonuses, but that's my system are pretty bad. I'm gonna have to get a new computer and everything. I struggle to forgive. The creative process is a little bit more complex. The last part of creation, right, was the most profound part of the brain, separated two parts. So now, if the brain, if you have 50% technical in your brain and 50% spatial, 50% analytical, and spatial, okay, you're good to go. You're ambidextrous. What if you just take and separate that brain, it's like male and female, right? It's the one being, he's 90% spatial. Oh, 90%, wow, look how much more powerful and creative that person is, how much more technical the other one is. That's what he did. Same thing with gender. One being and then separated. One took strength, one took ability. One's more beautiful than the original being, and one's more strength, stronger than the original being. So before Dr. Shabazz process, Dr. Yakub took the technical side of it, right? And Dr. Shabazz took the spatial side. Okay, so and this, what you see right now, and maybe one day I'll go and explain more detail. What you see right now is the last stage of the creative process. That's what it's all about. See? So I'm going a little more details, right? I know you understand it, because that's the last part of the creative process. To make ourselves, right? They said Melchizedek be greater than all other gods, because all other gods was ambidextrous. Now they say he'd be the wisest man ever lived, because now all other gods before was like 50% spatial. He's 90%. Man, 90% technical. Wow. No God was ever that technical. No God was ever that spatial. It was ambidextrous. They had to really work together though. One's a spring god and one's a summer god. There's no store together. That's okay. So that's part of Dr. Shabazz thinking process. Is all to be gods, more powerful than any god before, because now, right? Spatial, identical, but there's still a group that's Levites. They're still ambidextrous. Gods, but they're ambidextrous. We did that because the two got to communicate with each other, right? Male and female. The males are not 100% male. Maybe 80%, 9%, 10% female. We got breasts, we don't need them. And the female, the same thing. They got muscle, right? They're beautiful. But we have that little extra, we had to communicate with each other. If you're all 100% male, and it's a female, you ain't better communicate with each other. So that's why it's that. But in this case here, we want maximum. So we have the Levite. That's why we. That's the only reason why Dr. Shabazz let the Levites come over to our side. But they should stay with Esau. Because he says if we bring them over, instead of being 75% spatial and 75% analytical, we might be 90% spatial, 90% analytical, because we got that group in the center that communicate to ambidextrous communicate. That's the only way. But otherwise, they would never let the Levites come over. See how difficult they are. That's part of the reason they're difficult. The reason they have a problem with us, because they're ambidextrous. See? Understand that. I ain't put them down, mate, that's good. But the point is that, it's problematic until we get home and everything gets settled. And that's why they have a hard time with both sides. They have a type of technical. Because the technical is too bright for them. And analytical is space too bright for them. They can understand, but they can understand on a lower level. Because, right? Because they like 50% spatial, 50% analytical. So I understand this. So I don't know how much. That's good. I don't know what you understood. That's why I keep on holding on. understand their how they fit into creation. But well, no, I guess Matt Fry. I'm sure I'm not going to say he knows. Don't know because in the inner, he's going to say he's going to get rid of these and make Elijah as a nation. So he's going to keep the So let me back off from that shit. I spoke too quick. So he obviously understood that concept, right? Because he wanted to keep, but he was fed up with it. He's fed up with those because no one could understand how in the hell they get a paragon. How you can't do that? Anyway, so let me go a little further. Right? Now, as we move on, as we're beginning, in the beginning, like the original God didn't have to have any. When I put it, I'm going to say a lot. I'm going to cut this scene short here. Didn't have to go to the bathroom. Didn't have to eat. Trees don't eat, do they? They take the sunshine, heat, light, whatever. Because that's where we were in the beginning. Everything you see out there came from us. So there's one time we was what do you call it? Photosynthesis. We got energy from the sun, from light source, whatever. Photosynthesis, I think of it. Then once we separate the trees out from us, now trees serve that function, and we change. We don't look anything we look a million years ago, a billion years. We don't look anything we look. Because all the things in us, that we take them out, right? Our features change. That's what I'm saying. So we took a little bit out first. That's why the form that we have now is the newest form we ever had. We never had this form before. 50,000 years ago, we never had this form. 50,000 years ago was a little different than now. I'm going to tell you that. He says, in fact, we haven't changed that dramatically, but he says, before Dr. Sprouse started the process, we looked like Somalis and Ethiopians with a semi-straight hair and whatever, right? So as we take something out, form changes. So when evolutionists look, they say we new on the planet. Yeah, this form is new, right? Because they don't realize all those things came out of us. And so the oldest thing on the planet would be what? The first thing that came out. They look back, see, that's how they get all messed up. Bigger, they must be big. So they say, we must came from that, but we didn't come from that. As Quran says, everything came out of us. The point I'm making is that, right? Bees do honey for us. Fish do certain things for us. Birds do certain things for us. Flies decompose dead bodies and things. They're like the garbage people of the planet. Garbage, whatever. See? So now we took things out, but now ecology is our body. It's an extension of our body. It's doing things that we should do personally here to ourselves. But now they do it. So the last thing, right, we bring out was that split, but also bring out, right, a being that's almost like us in every respect, just weaker. That's why I call it wicked, as it does. What's the purpose? Because now, remember, we had to control the creation, we had to control animals and trees. Remember, that had to be managed. So we managed stuff, had to be managed. We had to manage it. It was managing that stuff. But now they would do it. That's why I take care of all nation. They're gonna be our service because they love cats and dogs and animals. We don't then bring them in the house. We don't want them in our houses. You understand? That's part of the process. But we bring something into creation. We bring something, separate something from us. We leave it alone in creation to find its way. And once it finds its familiar and acquainted with creation, then we bring it under control. Sound interesting? Sounds familiar? That's why we let the devils go. Do your thing. find your way around. It's new to you. And now we bring them under control. And so they function. Man's rich force. The trees and things. That's what happens. But here's an interesting story here. See, like I said, you could destroy Farrakhan and ask questions. If we was living in Arabia, we was kicked out. If I was Master Muhammad born in Mecca, if I ever asked that question, how was he born in Mecca if he was one of us? We wasn't living there. How was he born in Mecca? He's not Arab. Yeah, I'm gonna give you this and close it out. Like I said, lots of stuff I was gonna talk about. I was all night on those systems. So let me explain the story a little. When Dr. Shabazz began his Dr. Yaku starts process, right? The first thing he has to do is to try to start. Because remember, he wasn't going to continue the whole process. So what he did was, remember, he Dr. Shabazz started the spatial separation. And the result of that, Dr. Yaqub started the analytical. So his process, there's a difference between, see, okay, you ever asked this question? What did Dr. Shabazz do? He kept emphasizing the dominant genes and de-emphasizing the analytical, de-emphasizing the recessive. Isn't that what Yaqub did? They call Yaqub did grafting. How can they call what did grafting? Ask that question. Why did they call? Same thing. He has emphasized the dominant genes. Nappy head's most dominant. He emphasized the recessive. Why do they call it grafting? Because grafting is not good. Because the first group that Dr. Yaqub brought out, it wasn't grafted. The first, that's why it wasn't grafted. Because what he did, he separated into two parts. He emphasized the analytical, right? And Dr. Shabazz, same thing. Once he said that, he isolated that. Then those was the people that he used to finish his process. So he said, well, why would he have drafted people? No, he wasn't there. Why would he have drafted people? Why would they see what it was doing? Why would they stop doing it? Why wouldn't they stop doing it? So they're being grafted, being destroyed, because as he was putting pins in the baby's brains and stuff, why they couldn't do it themselves? No, they wouldn't have done it. Because it wasn't grafted. The people he did was, I don't know, they have a word for it. I just maybe right now is word the divergence. Divergence when you take and just separate it into two parts. It's like crosses. Everything has two sides to it. Separate. So he started the analytical side, and Dr. Shabazz started. But it was a process of killing people. So that process kept going. Here, you had to keep on making it weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. It's a violent method. But the ones he did, they was original people. They started the grafting process by weakening, because he didn't take and weaken them. He just separated. Dr. Shabazz, he didn't weaken it, he strengthened us, he just separated the two. He separated the spatial from the technical, and Dr. Yaqub separated the technical and the spatial. So he had spatial, technical being, spatial being. Then he used his technical being to start the grafting process. So they were still, so then they returned to Arabia, they stayed in Arabia. They wasn't causing mission shed blood. Right? They was more spatial than Arabs. But they all were black at the time. There was no problem with them. There was a problem with the ones that was wicked, the white ones. But they were the other ones to return. They still look at the same like Arabs look. Black just like them. Right? Because you thought all came back. If you say all came back was the devils, then who was the one that was running it? Who was controlling the situation? Who was supervising this thing? It didn't make any sense. Nobody asked those questions because the spatial was, and that's, those people were still in Arabia and managed to kill out. That's why he was born in Arabia. Yeah. Because the spatial, the analytical ones, they stayed in Arabia. The Arabs. Just like the Arabs too. They stayed there. It was run out of, run out into Europe, making them shed blood around the Red Mountain. It was white, so it was easy to identify. But some of the sisters kept, some believe it did, brown sisters. See, you don't think these things through, you don't ask questions. You just answer a question there. The I said, why? Who's in Africa? Why? Who's kicked out of there? How? Is he an Arab? No. He's our analytical brother. Right? Analytical brother. Not grafted. That was grafted from him, from that group. They both talked to that group. You got it? Okay, I'm gonna leave it there, brothers and sisters. A lot more. Oh, let me finish. So I understand that. And that's where Mongols came. They said, well, how you know to start the process? Well, when you're not mentally viable anymore. So you got to the point where you start producing all kinds of what you call it's called retarded, right? Down syndrome. So just a lot of them said, okay, can't go any further because they got one or two. No, that's all was coming out as grabbing process. That's all saying, stop here. And they killed them, they ground them up, and put them up into far away from civilization, far north. They couldn't teach them reading and writing, so they taught them sign language, picture language. Whoa. They almost want to planet, picture language. They couldn't farm. I mean, they couldn't farm, right? I mean, they couldn't hunt. So they gave them dog to eat, domesticated. Is that a coincidence? They couldn't farm, didn't know how to farm. So they gave them rice to stump. They could just stump it. Is that a coincidence? They didn't stay one other day about where Chinese came from. I watched the whole thing. And the point is, they said, well, they came from some river people. They stopped there. Where did the river people come from? See, they always play these games. You never ask questions. So that's why they call them, it's called Mongols. See, they stopped doing these things because when Elijah started talking about that stuff started falling in place. Oh man, we can't call them Mongoloids anymore. Maybe just call retarded people Mongoloids. Why? Because look at Mongols. I don't care if they're green, black, orange, yellow. They all look the same. Look at Mongols. Because the seed, they get that corrupt seed. And most people, they say, produce them is Europeans. They wouldn't say about China. Then when you read closely, the reason why China doesn't show a high rate of Mongoloid or Down syndrome, because they screen them while they've been in pregnancy. They abort them. That's why I have a high incidence of it. But they screen, they don't do it here. In countries that have most of the Catholic countries, where they say we can't have birth, we can't have abortion. So European countries produce most Mongoloid Down syndrome. But China would be, if China let them all live, there'd be a explosion. There's no coincidence. Look at this side. I mean, picture language. You know, you see Chinese language now. If you go check it out, Google, those letters, they used to be pictures. In the modern age, with computers like that there, they changed the letters to look more like figures. But there was actually pictures. They have a picture of a cow, a picture of a person. There's original language, a picture of a person, a picture of a cow, a picture of a house. And now Maya, they symbol. That symbol, the symbol is a picture. It's like an ABC, a symbol. When you ask what it is, well, that's a cow. The symbol means a cow. That's like you put it together. So you read it as symbols. So you might say, this cow went home. You have cow, picture of cow, home, right? Whatever that word, whatever in between. Okay. So the bottom line when you get here is this: that all nations. That means all nations. They belong to us. They produce from our energy. Get it? They don't know it. See, that's part of the creation problem. See, a lot of things I'm telling you that wasn't supposed to be known to the end, because they couldn't know that because we want that to happen. Because that's our creation process. Just like us going to Holocaust, our creation process, move up to the next level, to God's. That's what it takes. But see, when these things had to be hidden, because we want to interrupt this process, this is the last stage of the creative process. And then we start back to the beginning again. It's the last stage of it. I'm going to have tell the difference of what does something. So now it can be revealed. So the thing is, that's why I said we take care of our lands, because they all belong to us. We can do anything we want to because you can do anything you want to your energy. There's no consequence of what you do with your own energy. That makes us the gods total. And they're total submission to us because nothing they can do, because there's no consequence to anything we do to them because they are our energy. They're the result of our energy they took from us. 100%. I don't care, human, whatever. They're 100% because they came in existence living off our energy. Everything they produced came out energy. Their children, everything else. You got it? And they're brothers and sisters. So much more. There's some things that you can never be told. Only the top people, scientists ever know, because you couldn't handle it. Right? But this here, that's what's going on here. So the process is being wrapped up now. That's why Christ, the Bible is most talking about the Levites. Most talking about the Levites. That's the final chapter. Finished. They wanted finished products. They were devils. Finished products. Covered. We got to make sure only the best survives. You understand, brothers and sisters? They didn't get away with anything because everything they produce is from my energy. That means everything, themselves, their children, everything. I'm gonna have some kind of problem here. So I don't know. I'm has come across you, brothers and sisters. But I think they mess with my channel. Assalamu alaikum. Let me see what's got here. Well, I was going to talk about this, but maybe I can talk this for a minute. Oil's designed, brothers and sisters. It's about oil. We wanted them, that oil as their reality because we need to get oil out of the ground. All the result of decayed matter, biological matter, billions and billions of years. And that's what happens in terms of oil. Fresh water is also, we make our own cream planet Earth, God, universe. So oil. So you got underground rivers of oil, underground rivers of water. Because by the close on each other, that would be destroyed. So we need to pull out the ground. So we get into this power source. Now for 5,000 years, we hid it from them. There was horse and buggy. Again, the last 5 years, it's enough time to pull most out of the ground. Money means money control. Money is an illusion. I'm gonna put it this way, I'm gonna leave it, brothers and sisters. I want you to understand this. I take $10,000 from you. Did you, right? Now, you can take that back. You can take it back because Costco says, I have to do it too. You get it right, take it back. What if you don't? And you get $10,000 someplace else. You don't get, you just won't get it. That way you say, okay, get it. Because you're going, if you have to have $10,000, if you have to have $100,000 a day, you're going to have $100,000 no matter what. So just the form comes in. So they took $10,000. So you said, okay, so you got $10,000. Is that consequence for them doing that? Anybody do that $10,000? They do absolutely nothing with that $10,000. This could be too heavy for somebody to understand. I'm going to tell you anyway. Because I'm putting prayer in this book that I'm planning to give to you for the tribulation. Because you're not being used. It's dead and that kind of stuff. And since they stepped me down for a few days, I had more time to work on it. But if you have to do nothing with it, that's a very fine point. Nothing happens. You ain't do anything with it. It's just sitting there. But if you do something with it, remember, it's energy. Now because it's just paper. That's why it's an illusion. So it makes you think that you could do something. Makes you think that you can do something. So you go out and say, okay, I'm gonna go on vacation. Remember, you don't have enough money to go on vacation. You have enough energy to go on vacation. You don't have enough energy to go on vacation, what you have, right? You take $10,000, now I'm gonna use that $10,000 for vacation. Okay, but you don't have it. So now you're doing something that you don't have, so you create negative energy for yourself because you use that $10,000 to do something that you couldn't normally do. So that's how you create negative energy, because you do. See, that means the money is just an illusion. Because if you do nothing with it, it's just an illusion. I'm trying to show you it's just an illusion. But once you do something with it, right? So I'm a millionaire, so I think I can go out and do all this stuff, right? Okay. As long as you don't do anything with that money, it doesn't matter. You can be a billionaire. If you don't do anything with it, nothing, zero. Don't got interest in anything, just sit there. Once you start, but now you think, hey, I got $1 billion. Now I can do a billionaire things, but you can't. That's illusion. You think, so now you're doing something you can't do, and now you create being with the negative energy, and you understand why. See? Because it makes you think that you can do something that you can't do. That's what money does, illusion. Apart from the fact that I told you, so-called petrodollar, trying to get understand these things. Love of money is the root of all evil, because makes you think you can do something. It's illusion. So he got $1 billion. So it means he can go out and party. No, he can't. He don't have enough energy to do that. But that money tells him he does have enough energy to do it. So now he goes and do something that he wouldn't do. He didn't have that money. And now he's got all this negative energy, comes here, accident, whatever kind of stuff. It's an illusion. You don't do anything, just sit there, do absolutely nothing with it. But once you act on it, if you got a lot of it, so people running to get money, so they think they have to do more with it, no. They create negative energy for themselves. And that's an illusion. I'm going to leave it there, brothers and sisters. Talk more about it another time. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters.